lab.
Whoa. This is the anechoic chamber. Ah. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Jay here, and as you can see, we're not in the studio today. In fact, we're entirely in a different space where there's nature, birds chirping, bugs flying around, and just a lot of trees. And in the middle of all this is a house right behind me. Now this is not my house, I wish it was, but it is not. It is in fact the house that I get to stay in for the night, and this is a guest house for Axiom Audio. So yes, we're doing a factory tour of Axiom Audio, more like a vlog style of me just looking around, and so what I see is what you see. So it'll be pretty cool, and it'll be a change of things because I want to get out of the city for a while. Make sure to click on that subscribe button and click on that bell notification so you don't miss anything, because we're about to go on a trip. So I'm inside the house now, and as you can see, it's a house that is wood upon wood upon wood. Really interesting about this place, other than that it's like all wood, and you know what differentiates this place from every other nice wood house out there is probably the stereo system in the back, as you can expect. And so it has Axiom speakers, subwoofers, amplifiers, it has Apple TV and all the controls, and this is actually a surround system with Axiom surround speakers up on the other side. And so that's pretty cool. This is the scenery from just one of the rooms. If you just look outside, this is what you see. Crazy. Beautiful. And this is the scenery from just upstairs. So those are the stereo system. And man, I'm actually glad, I'm really glad that I came here in the fall. Really good weather today. It was rainy yesterday, but really good weather today. So this is the scenery from the room I'll be staying in, and this is the balcony on the second floor. Wow, you just hear all the leaves, just beautiful scenery, absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, so that's pretty much it in terms of the house of Axiom, the guest house. Now I'm just waiting for Doug Schneider, the guy from Soundstage that you guys all know. And we're going to be heading to Axiom Audio at the actual factory, which is supposed to be 5 minutes away from here. And that's just my girlfriend in the background, just watching her online lectures. Miserable life.
I'm sad.
But anyways, while I wait, I wanted to actually... I'm not sponsored, by the way. It would be actually weird if I'm... It would be actually weird if I am sponsored by this brand.
Don't believe him.
What the heck is wrong with you? Why are you trying to sabotage me? There's no way this brand was... It's weird. I bought this because I have like severe shoulder pains from like the sports injury and stuff. So I bought this, and this is supposed to be like...
What the heck do I do?
This is weird. So you plug this in, and it's like a muscle gun. It's supposed to be like 2,400 RPM, not RPM, like punches per minute or something like that. It has 3 settings, 1, 2, 3, and it just does this. I like it on max setting, and just put on your muscles, and it's a lifesaver, honestly. It is an absolute lifesaver.
You're so old.
This is for everyone. Anyways, I'll link it down in the. that fell. So you gotta push that in pretty nicely. It has a lot of different applications. I don't know the specific words for this. This is not audio. This is the cheaper one. There's like actually ones that's like 500, 700 US dollars or something. This is like 200 USD from, sorry, 200 Canadian from the Amazon website. And
Oh my bad.
she's just talking with her classmates. And this is actually pretty good. For the price, it has really good reviews. Like, it has like 1,800 reviews or something. So I bought it. With my own money, bought it. And it sometimes falls off if you don't press it hard enough. But once you do, and it gets, oh, this one's actually really good. Huh. This one's actually really good. This one's like more like a wider and less pokey. I guess that makes sense because the other one's more pokey. But anyways, this is a bit noisy. Don't know if my explanation even picked up. But anyways, I'll link it in the description below for you to check out for any of you suffering from some type of pain. I usually do this when I'm listening to music sometimes. I'm not seriously, analytically trying to understand what the speakers are supposed to sound like or whatever. I just do this while I listen to music on the background. And it really helps me a ton with my pain on a daily basis. So I'll link in the description for you guys. Check it out. And Amazon, if it doesn't work out, you can refund it as always. So that's a plus. I carry this around with me all the time, as you can tell. I brought it here. So Mr. Doug Schneider is running late. I'll be meeting him at Axiom Audio. I just got the address for their factory, so I'll be heading to their factory right now. Hello.
How you doing?
You're on camera. Say hi. How are you doing?
Good, good.
Ooh.
So this is the double-blind listen test room, and here's the basic scorecard that everybody fills out. There's really just, it's an ABC thing. These you just give it a number rating overall, bass, mid, and treble. But for design purposes, it's the comments that really matter, because you have to understand what it is that caused them to give it a particular score. Otherwise, you would just be lost with the numbers alone. And so this, of course, would normally be closed for the test, and all you see is the test number. And then we have all kinds of various switchers, so we can switch obviously just a pair of speakers, but we can also switch just digital code, so the switch inside the DSP, and then we have another switch that allows us to switch just the crossover, because for these blind tests, your best bet is if you have one pair of speakers, and then you switch the curves from those pair of speakers. You can't always do that because sometimes the drivers are different. But if you are doing a couple of pairs of speakers, you have to do the test twice, because you have to switch the position, do the test all over again to get rid of the position error. Because if you're talking about two things that are reasonably good, then the position may be all your entire difference. So you have to get that out of the equation. Now, if you're something that's really good and something that's really bad, there's not much point in repeating it. It's not going to help that much. This is where circuit boards get designed. So we do a lot in amplification and DACs and wireless boards, and that sort of thing. And then this is where the sample boards get made. So we can populate all the little parts on the circuit board. Obviously that's done on an SMT machine in production. And this is the torture chamber.
Ooh, look at those massive.
Yeah, that's our 1500 watt mono amplifier with a little DSP on the side so we can code in whatever we want. But in this room here, we are trying to actually destroy the product. So it's all soundproofed and fireproofed, and the one test that every speaker has to go through is we actually play a loop of Slayer South of Heaven at double the rated power for 100 hours.
For 100.
And every speaker has to pass that test. So it's a big part of speaker design. I mean, what happens at the limits? Does it blow up? Does it start making funny noises? Or does it just stop playing any louder, which is really what you want? And then you want to know where that limit is, because you know, if you want a high-powered speaker, if you really want to crank it up, you don't want to be hitting the limits of the speaker at all. And what happens with the dynamics, it's all a very important part of the whole equation.
Is this metal working?
Yeah, so this machine here cuts metal. We make all our own plastic injection tools and a lot of chassis parts and stuff like that. It's all done in this section of the plant. And then that there is another form of torture chamber.
The blue one?
Yeah, the blue one is a little computer on the side. You can set the temperature and humidity to anything you want, and then put product in there and see how it survives. This is just where pack gets glued together. So we cut the foam on the CNC machines.
Oh wow.
So this is the chamber lab.
Whoa. This is the anechoic chamber.
Itself.
Ah, that is extremely funny.
I'll close you in for a sec.
Alright. So one thing I noticed is that I hear the sound of myself and also the camera. I hear like noises coming from the camera and the microphone that I never heard before. My goodness. It's insane.
It's wild, eh?
It is.
So basically that table there rotates. And it's controlled from this computer here. And then the microphone goes up and down. That's controlled from this switch box here. And then so the whole idea is we can, and this here is for doing, this little table arrangement here is for doing vertical measurements. So we can lay the speaker down sideways and do a vertical, it's been sort of coined a spinorama. And then there's the standard one, the horizontal, to spin the table around, and then this calculates all of it. That's actually an 1100 LFR 1100 active curve right there. So that utilizes a digital signal processor to achieve that kind of listening window and sound power. At the bottom of the tower, there's like a grate that we put the speaker on, and then the microphone hangs 2 meters above the speaker. So you set all that up on the ground, and then there's a cable system that we hook up to the golf cart, and that takes speaker and microphone to the top of the 100-foot tower. And there's a little portable measuring device on a trailer. We bring that out here, and then we can sweep each model. Really what we're looking for is what's happening below 100 hertz, because the chamber is good to 80 hertz. And then once we have that data on each model, we can write a correction curve for the chamber so that the model is actually accurate down to 12 hertz. And you have to do it with every model, because it's very model specific. You can't sort of write one correction code for the chamber and then think it'll work for all models. It just doesn't work that way. So every model at some point comes out here and goes through its tower measurement and has a correction curve written for the chamber. You hit that switch there, and the conveyor takes the speaker into the chamber, and then there's an eye that stops it at the appropriate place, and then these doors close, and it takes an amplitude response measurement, and then puts it on that screen, so you get a comparison to the reference, and then the doors open and it spits it out. But it also does a phase test and just a raw DCR impedance test.
And you said that this is to ensure each pair is the same?
Every speaker is the same. Yeah. We're not really believers in matching pairs, because basically what you're saying is if you get a bad one, you give the guy another bad one. So basically down in there it creates a solder wave, and solders all the crossover boards for us. So you start out, you populate them here on these little racks from all the parts that are hanging around, and eventually you'll end up with something like this.
So at this point in time, the tour was finished and we were having a blast at the dock. Beautiful, beautiful scenery. And we also did few videos at this place, so we will be posting that on the channel very shortly. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.